Do we have the right to fix the things that we buy? Or do we have the obligation to bring those things back to the person who sold them to us and pay them to fix them for us? That's a long-standing question. Many sellers build into their business model or their engineering plans a system that requires buyers to come back to them to pay for maintenance and repair at the place they bought the product or service. And this can generate a stable stream of income for the seller and also allow the seller to continue to improve his or her products. Now, on the other side, it prevents the buyer from shopping around and finding a better deal for repairs. So there is a conundrum. Now, sellers typically use two different ways to maintain their exclusive rights over the repair of products. So one is that they can build it right into the warranty or into the sales agreement. That sure, you can buy this automobile from us for this price, but for the warranty to apply, you must bring it back here and here alone for servicing. They can write into the contract, the purchase agreement, saying that if you want to buy this tractor from us, we will offer you this original price, but you are obliged by law, by contract, to give us the contracts to repair it. That is one way, by the use of contractual arrangements. The other way is through technological protection measures. Now, this is a particularly new phenomenon in the case of most products, because 30 or 40 years ago, those products didn't have a lot of digital technology baked into them that could be encrypted or made exclusive through coding techniques. Today, almost everything we buy has some sort of a technological component to it. The future of automobiles, of washer and drying machines, of toaster ovens, of basically anything you buy will be less about the hardware, the tin, the iron, the aluminum in it, and more about the technology that operates it. And so businesses have become very clever in embedding technological protection measures that encrypt the ability to maintain and repair the equipment. So there are two major extreme positions on what to do about this tension between the buyer who wants to repair his own product or the seller who wants to repair it for him. And I'll go through them very quickly. On the one hand, some argue that the government should force sellers to stop using technological protection measures or exclusivity clauses in sale and maintenance agreements. And on the other hand, some argue that the status quo should continue, which forces buyers to respect technological protection measures and continue to go back to the seller in order to have repairs and maintenance done. Both of these solutions require government forcing one side on the other. Now, I believe in the free enterprise system, where government applies as little force as humanly possible. Having read the bill C-272, right of repair, that the member for Cambridge has authored, I conclude that he is of the same view. His bill neither bans technological protection measures nor bans efforts by buyers to circumvent those measures. What he simply does with this bill is legalizes the practice of developing technologies to get around those technological protection measures so that buyers have the ability to try and repair a product for themselves. So, for example, if you were to buy a tractor and the tractor manufacturer puts in a technology that prevents your upgrading and maintenance of that tractor, under the law today, you cannot buy a circumvention product that will allow you to get around the protection measure. That's the way the law is written under the Copyright Act in Section 41 today. If you do, you're breaking the law. What this bill proposes to do is to remove that prohibition. So the manufacturer of the tractor could still put in a protection to prevent you from maintaining the tractor yourself. However, you would have the legal right to buy another product that would allow you to get around that technological protection. In other words, it basically opens the matter up to buyers and sellers sorting out how they're going to arrange their contractual agreements on their own. It will continue to allow companies to put in place measures that try to retain their exclusive right to repair the products they sell, but it would also allow the customer to try and get around and circumvent those protections. And I believe that this is the right solution, because we should leave as much as possible decisions in commerce to the buyers and sellers involved, and minimize the involvement of government in between their voluntary decisions. So if a car dealership wants to write in a requirement that a car buyer must come back to the dealership for maintenance as a condition of the warranty, that should be legal. And if the car buyer doesn't want to follow that edict, he can go buy a car somewhere else. That's the genius of the free market system. He can say, you know what, I don't want to be stuck coming back to your dealership for maintenance. I want to be able to go to Jane's Mechanics. She does a better job. I'm bringing my car to her, and if you're not going to allow my warranty to stand when she maintains my car, then I won't buy the car from you. I'm going to go to another dealership where they don't have that requirement as part of their warranty. That allows the buyer to make an informed decision about the trade-offs involved when purchasing a product, whether it is a smartphone, an automobile, a washer and dryer, a farm tractor. The buyer will be able to decide whether or not he or she buys a product knowing that the seller has a requirement for a product to be maintained at the buyer's business. And at the same time, if the seller wants to put some kind of a technological method to prevent others from maintaining and repairing the product, well, he or she can do that. There's nothing in this law preventing them from doing it. But he can't require, the state is not going to enforce that technological protection if this bill passes. And I believe that is as it should be. We should live in a free and open market system where people get ahead by having the best product and rather than the best lawyer, and where the voluntary exchange of work for wages, product for payment, and investment for interest allows everyone to do well by doing good. That is the genius of the market system. If you have an apple and want an orange, and I have an orange and want an apple, and we trade, we still have an apple and orange between us, but we're both better off because we each have something worth more to us than we had before. What is true of that simple transaction of apples and oranges is also true in more complicated products like software-enhanced agricultural equipment or modern smartphones or other devices. We as consumers do our research, we find out what are the terms involved in buying a given product, and then we decide for ourselves. And if we don't like the arrangement that the seller has put into the purchase agreement, then we shop elsewhere. So I congratulate the member for Cambridge. I believe that he has found the optimal solution in federal law to allow for buyers of goods and services to try and maximize their utility when they buy a product, and he removes unnecessary interventionism by the state so that the buyers and sellers can do commerce and achieve the best possible outcome for themselves. Thank you.